What is poppin', guys? Sean Don is back with a technical analysis. Here we have Luuk Vos. I believe he is from Denmark, if I recall correctly from my very hazy memories from Frankish Kroomba. If you go check the Frankish Kroomba, I can talk today. The Frankish Kroomba vlog on my channel, you can see Luuk in that video. We had a good time there, didn't we, Luuk? So yeah, here he is, throwing with 5 turns. Said he is working on his patience, so let's take a look. One more time. Overall, looks pretty good. Luuk looks very connected, patient, especially for 5 turns. Overall, pretty solid. So let's break it down. As you come through the winds, step up, face 0. And as you come through 0, doing a great job setting up connection, nice relaxed long upper body. What I would change is reach your right arm more out towards 270, so more towards over here. That way you can connect a little bit earlier and the ball gets just a little bit more radius as it comes through 0. Just reach out just a little bit more, connect a little bit earlier. Maybe even consider trying to keep your head on the ball, eyes on the ball. But otherwise I think you do, like, your shoulders are turned back enough. At this point, I would just try to extend that right arm a little bit sooner. That way you can get the ball ahead of you. Because I think, as you can see, as you come through 0, your head leads just a little bit. As you can see, maybe it's 15 degrees, so your head would be facing about here, and the ball is back there. Just a little bit discrepancy. And that does make a big difference, especially the farther you throw. Just missing the entry and just not staying quite patient enough or not letting the ball pass just enough is makes a big difference. So, like I said, reach out, connect a little bit earlier, and wait for the ball to pass just a little bit longer as it comes through 0. So like I said, your head's just peaking a little bit. Otherwise, once again, as the ball comes from 270 through 0, you can see your hips. So everything, your weight distribution looks very solid. You're very much over the left side, if not, perfectly 50-50 balanced. But then you can see the big thing you do is you sit your hips down and back, which is, if you've watched my other technical analysis videos, you will hear me comment on this quite often in other throwers. This breaking of the posture, your hips go back and your shoulders come forward. This is suboptimal posture in my opinion. And you can really see as the ball comes to about 90 degrees over here, which is out of frame. You can see your hips are back, your shoulders are forwards, and this is good for, you feel more relaxed and more connected through the upper body, which is good, but in a way it kind of disconnects the lower body from the throw. So we'll see what affects, or how it affects the throw later on. But as of right now, I would say try to keep your hips forwards, and instead of sitting back with the hips to create a pendulum motion, think more with the shoulders. So keep your hips forwards towards your hands. Keep this left hip where it is, and think about leaning just back slightly with the shoulders. If you watch a side view, I think Koji Murafushi does a good job of demonstrating this shoulder sort of pendulum as the ball comes through 0. Most of the movement comes from his shoulders, not his hips sitting down and back. He keeps his posture very solid. But yeah, otherwise you can see this left side shifting back. Right side's turning with the ball. Decent. You can see, maybe consider also trying to turn this right foot a little bit sooner. So once again, as the ball comes through 270, already start thinking about turning that right foot. As you can see, it doesn't do much until the ball passes 0. And because of that, I think this is why this left side kind of shifts back a little bit. And this right leg isn't quite doing as much as it should in this entry. But otherwise, you're so long and relaxed through this upper body, so that's great. Nice toe turn. Super quick, sneaky little. This is very good right knee, right leg action in single support. As you can see, you sneak that right leg in. First off, you run the ball to just about 90 degrees, and then you sneak this right leg around and sneak it in really quick. And I think this is decent, besides the fact that, like I said, your hips are back. If you had this same position, if you had the same catch but your hips are more forwards, or this left shoulder was more over this left hip. You can see your left hip's over your left heel. You need this left shoulder just about over there as well. Otherwise, as you come through, once again, long, relaxed, doing a good job turning with the ball. This right foot starts to turn pretty good. It looks like you land, you come down on the ball foot, but then the heel comes down. So as you can see, that's just, I wouldn't call that inefficiency. That's personal preference. You know, some people like to land heel first on the first turn. I just find it interesting that you come down on the ball of the foot, and then your heel comes down afterwards, and you stick that heel for about 10 frames or so until it starts turning once the ball gets more in line with this right femur. In my opinion, I'm a fan of landing on the ball of the foot and staying on the ball of the foot. I do occasionally do a heel catch for stability, and I don't knock anyone for doing it. I just, food for thought, consider maybe keeping that ball of the foot, staying on the ball of the foot, not letting the heel come down, because I think, once again, if the heel comes down, you can't really turn that right leg effectively. As you can see, the right foot really doesn't start turning until the heel comes up. Just a little bit before, but more or less that right leg could be working a little bit more and working against the ball, working with the ball a little bit better through this turn. And once again, I think that is an effect of this posture. Like I said, hips back means you can't really use that right leg quite like you should be able to. But still killing it with the upper body relaxed connection. Otherwise, as you come through zero, this is textbook. Eyes pretty much on the ball, everything squared up, knees, toes. This is great. All the American throwers out there watching, this is how you should look when the ball comes through zero. I'm pretty sure I don't even look like that, by the way. But yeah, so good job there, Luke. As the ball goes left, you can see now you're doing a better job of keeping your left hip where it is. Getting a nice kind of a posterior pelvic tilt despite having, yeah, so see, this is what I'm looking for. This right here. Hips are just back a little bit, but once you transition back to that heel, or even as you, on this catch, you can see your hips start to come more underneath you as your shoulders go back, and you, once again, kind of pendulum backwards. And so this posture, this is sweet. I like this. All the American throwers out there really need to watch this video. You can see your knees turning together with the ball. Everything turns together with the ball. Your left side is not ahead. Your right side is not behind. Everything is with the ball, which is great. You can see your tight knees. Right leg's turning the whole time. Left foot's pointing in the direction of where the ball is at. And once again, you're going to sneak this right foot in for a quick boom. Catching at 180. You dog. You dirty dog, you, Luke. Crushing it. That was a really slick turn. I dig it. Overall, this is pretty good. Sneaking that right foot in. If anything, I think you might catch a little too early. I don't know. We'll see where this left foot comes around. No, you're good. I have that tendency to catch early like that, and then I end up messing it up. But you do a good job of coming down. As you can see, there's a little slight tilt towards this right side, counterclockwise. I think you do a good job coming out of it, though. Yeah, you do a good job of really work. So now your right leg is starting to work. You catch ball of the foot, your heel almost comes down, but not quite. And you do, so yes, you said this is what I'm talking about. It's not until this third turn that your right foot finally starts working. As the ball comes through 270, you can really see this foot starting to work. So that's how it should be in the first two turns, in my opinion. Like I said, there's a slight counterclockwise tilt in the throw, but because this right leg is working very well, you do a better job of pushing the ball over and balancing you out and letting the ball pull you back into balance, if that makes sense. Your left side starts to lead just a hair, but I'm not worried about it because your right side is perfectly in line. Your right femur is perfectly in line with the ball. This is something that I'm starting to notice in more and more throwers that throw really far, and I've noticed myself doing it as well. In later turns, this femur and this triangle of the upper body kind of all works together in relationship with the ball. The left leg, as long as it's so long as it does not drastically open up, it's not a big deal if the ball is slightly behind this left side. If anything, it's good because if it were to pass ahead, you would lose tension, you would lose connection. So this is good. This is really good stuff. You're staying down, bent legs. Nice dorsiflex left foot. Tight knees once again. And hips are good. And then good here. Now you're coming on a little bit, not quite flat-footed. I would maybe recommend, and this isn't even a technique thing. I mean, I guess it could be. But your ankle stiffness looks a little bit shabby. Meaning that like you don't quite have the ankle stiffness. If you watch videos of like T-Cone, or even really any of the good throwers, anybody that's thrown over 75 meters, normally they have this right foot, they land on the ball of the foot, and it's very, very stiff. You see the right foot come down, and there's not much give in this ankle, whereas you can see your right foot comes down, and it kind of sinks a little bit, which is latency. That means that you can't quite work the ball throughout all of double support. It takes a few frames, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for you to start producing force back through the ground up and do the hammer. So you're missing out. Well, yes, you are in double support and you are accelerating the ball. It's not quite as efficient as it could be, in my opinion. Just let that be known. You've probably had better coaching throughout your entire career than I have ever in my life. But who knows? Who knows? Otherwise, yeah, same thing as in previous turn. Checking out this left foot right here. Decent. So left heel comes down. Right femur's turning with the ball, with this triangle, with this right arm, whatever you want to call it. Tight knees again. I love this right leg position here. Once that right leg gets turning, you have a great lower body throughout the throw, and once again, upper body's still nice and long and relaxed, but your lower body's looking great. Posterior pelvic tilt. So this is the posture that I want to see in that first turn. Your hips are forward underneath you, under your shoulders, and then as you come through, I think you could do a little bit better job of waiting for the ball to pass in this turn. Just slightly. Just like one more, if the ball could just pass just like right there, instead of right there. It's literally, that left side just goes just a little early, I think. And because of that, it doesn't quite get out to the left quite like it needs to. And so you get pulled around just a little bit. As you can see, you're on the side of the foot. You don't quite get all the way around with this left foot. So you get pulled around a little bit, but then you catch. And so this is, like I said, so going back to this is the posture that I want to see kind of in that first turn. Shoulders, hips. This left shoulder could still be back more kind of behind this left hip, over this left heel. But this is pretty solid. This is much improved from the earlier turns. And then otherwise you see this right foot come down, and you see once again a little give in this ankle. Now you're on the ball of the foot, but you see there's still that slight give. Like I said, I would recommend doing some ankle stiffness exercises, calf raises, isometrics, stuff like that. Jumps are good. Anything to keep that ankle stiffness high. Mobility is good, but stiffness in this right ankle is key, I think, to far hammer throws, at least from what I've noticed. It's what I've been working on lately. Otherwise, as you catch and come through, left heel comes down a little bit late, and I think that's starting to happen because you are standing up just a little bit more. But I don't think, you're doing 5 turns. It's hard. It is hard. So I'd say maybe try to stay down just a little bit more. Get that left heel down a little bit quicker. Sink this left knee towards the ground just a little bit. Otherwise, you're doing, once again, a good job of turning with the ball. Everything's in line here. Left side starting to shift away just a hair. Once again, 5 turns, very hard. You're doing a great job. Right foot, lower body on point. Left side, everything looking good. Coming back around. Even better posture here. Shoulder, hip, heel, more or less all in line. And you catch feet nice and tight. And then you come through. And this is such a slick finish here. Lower body working through, hips coming through. This is good posture. Hips forward, shoulders back, coming through, smacking the finish. Yeah, dude. That's a good looking throw. I like that a lot. So, yeah, like I said, I think most of the stuff comes back to the entry, and it's just little small fixes that might help in distance. Like I said, reach out more to the right side. Don't sink your hips back so much. Keep your hips underneath you. Yeah, dude. those later turns were real slick. Your lower body works really well. You have a very good connection with the hammer. Overall, like I said, that right ankle could use a little bit of work. That right foot, maybe get a turn a little bit earlier in the throw, earlier in each turn. I think in this catch you might land just a little bit heavy on that right side. As you can see, this left foot is barely on the ground, barely. But yeah, dude, this is a good looking throw, Luuk. I dig it. I also, and you can see even here, your right leg, right foot plantar flexes a little bit, dorsiflex that right foot. So once again, ankle stiffness not only in plantar flexion, meaning pushing down, but dorsiflexion, pulling up. I think that speeds up that right leg single support action. I think this is your latest catch of all of the turns, but once again, it is the 5th turn. Otherwise, you do a good job of catching at least. Yeah, dude, you're catching early. Catching really good early on in the throw. It's just that last turn. It's just a little late. And once again, 5 turns makes it hard. And yeah, dude. I think that comes back to there's just a little shift back. If you could hold this left side just a little bit better and wait for the ball to pass just a little bit more in this final turn and let the ball get more left, you would catch that final turn just like you catch everything else, nice and early and back. And then you come through and smack the finish. Dude, this is such a smooth finish. Smooth finish. So yeah, overall, like I said, Luuk, this is a good looking throw. Overall, beats any other technical analysis video I've done in terms of technique, I think, except for maybe Nick Miller because he doesn't count. Yeah, dude, really good looking stuff. I recommend all the Americans out there watching this video to study this and try to throw like this because this is if we could have Americans looking like this would be a huge step forwards for the sport in our country. So, all right, Luuk, thanks for pushing a technical analysis. I really enjoyed watching your throw and breaking it down. And hopefully you found some tidbits of info to help you out and help you throw farther. Also, just want to let you know, I might see you over in Germany, in Frankisch Krumbach, if you guys go back there this year. I'd be delighted to hang out with you again. Chat hammer, throw hammer, all that fun stuff. So, all right, thanks for watching, guys. If you guys would like a technical analysis of your own, go to SeanDonnelly.biz, go to the services page, in-depth technical analysis, or sign up for a throws membership and get that unlimited technical analysis. Yeah, that's also a great course of action if you want more consistent technical help. So, thanks for watching. Until next time.